Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Z ZARBON True Power. This is a premium Bandai figure, so it costs a little bit more, and it was made in Vietnam, if that matters to you guys. I will say mine did arrive with schmutz on it again, just like, was it King Cold who had that? I was able to get it all off this time fairly easily, but he did have schmutz on him all over the place. So, there's that. But here he is. Here's the True Power ZARBON, Monster ZARBON, whatever you want to call him. And there's some good stuff about it. There's some stuff I like a lot about it. There's some stuff I like about it a whole lot. I can't speak English. There's also some stuff that's really, really bad. So, let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. Alright, before we look at the figure, I do want to show you my package. It is standard Figuarts packaging, though I have to say the white looks like it might be a little off-white. Maybe it's just this one? Maybe it's just me. I don't know. It looks different. I didn't think to compare because I just noticed it just now. It does look off-white a little bit. Interesting. But yeah, photo here, figure hidden behind the photo almost entirely. So, that sucks. Like, don't do that. Pick a different photo for here. Do something. I don't want to see the photo. I want to see the thing in the window. Otherwise, what's the window for? So that really sucks. Photo at the top. Lots of light at the top. That's nice. But not being able to see the figure on the front it's really ridiculous. The side, lots of clear plastic there. Some photos on the back, not bad. A lot of the Dragon Ball figures don't have a lot of photos, and this one's pretty average, so that is okay. So yeah, standard packaging, but like I said, PB and Vietnam. So I don't think at this point the Vietnam factory is really doing much different than the Chinese factory. So do with that information what you will. I don't think it really means much at this point, because I've had bad ones. I've had duds from both. Alright, this guy stands just about, let's say 6 3/4 to the very top of his hair. Take a little bit off for the hair for scaling purposes. And then we'll say 17.2 or so, something like that. Here he is up against a Marvel Legends Darwin, and he is just a hair taller than his standard counterpart. I didn't find him in the stack of Dragon Ball figures that I have over there yet to put in the display cabinets. He's in there somewhere, but there's like a million Figuarts Dragon Ball figures. Every time I see that stack, I forget, and then I remember when I see it. This line's really deep at this point. So anyway, he's a little bit taller. You can go back to the ZARBON review if you want. I'll put it up there or in the description, and you can compare the heights technically because I measured them all. So let's do a question of the day. Do you want this figure? Is this something you wanted to get? Are you upset that it was PB, or is it just something that's too much of a deep cut that you don't care about? Or what are you feeling about this? For me, I'm all in on this line basically. I'm not going to get like the mobile game characters and things like that, but things like ZARBON, yeah, he's going to end up in the collection. So. Plus I have to review it, so what the heck. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about the aesthetic on this guy. First thing I noticed is they are lacking paint again. Like when this line came out, they had shading on all the figures, and it really set the line apart. These guys look like damn near model kits. There's really very little paint detail on here. It's just where it's necessary, like for the gloves. For the fingernails, I guess that's necessary, but they did it. You know, painting the brown on here. This is molded plastic. Everything's molded plastic where it can be. There is some paint, like I said, where it's necessary, but that is it. There's no shading. It looks very cheap. It'll look okay in a display cabinet, of course, if you're not looking too close, but shading, the old figures, now granted, some of them had really bad paint jobs, like the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, the first one. Things like that, sure, it sucked sometimes, but these guys, they just don't look like their finished product. It almost looks like a prototype. So that's a little bit of a bummer if you ask me. I think the sculpt on this guy's pretty cool. I like the arms a lot. We'll talk about the elbows, they're questionable. The arms are really nice, the legs are well sculpted. The faces are really, really good too, particularly the open mouth ones. I think they look great. But I have to say, I do think they squatted him up a little bit too much. In a lot of the scenes or in the manga panels, his legs are not this stumpy. I think they made his legs just a little bit too stumpy. Maybe the head a little bit too big. Maybe. But with Dragon Ball, it's so inconsistent, and for scaling and even source accuracy, it's like, it's probably fine. And then for this line, the sizes are always somewhere in the middle of where they should be height-wise. If they're too tall, if they're normally really tall, they're not quite as tall on the figure. And if they're normally really short, they're usually scaled up a little bit. So this guy will fit in just fine. But certainly he's not an impressive looking figure other than for the character design. He's got impressive stature, but that's it. So aesthetically speaking, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. It's fine. There's some stuff that's like the little warts on him are kind of sharp sculpt. That's kind of cool. His body looks nice, except for the fact that they didn't paint it. It's really a bummer when they don't put any paint on these guys. They really do look like Figuarts standard. Really a bummer. All right, let's talk about the accessories. We have 4 faces: the normal face, a smiling face, and then 2 open mouth faces. Especially the one with the tongue, very, very, very nicely done. It looks great. So, you know, if they'd done a little bit more paint on there, it would have looked even better. Damn, it's such a nice sculpt. Whoever sculpted this did a good job on the faces, especially. 2 different ponytails, not a real huge difference there, but it's there, so that's nice. It's not bendy or anything. And then a decent spread of hands, nothing special. That's it. That's it. No blast effects. Basically, for Figuarts, bare minimum, I would say. I guess they could go less. They don't need as many faces. But people always say it's premium Bandai doesn't mean the figure's any better. It just costs more. Well, yeah, and that's the problem. If they're gonna charge more for things like this, they should let go of a few pennies and give us a little bit more in the box, I think. Like a little bit of paint. Like even on here, like just put some panel lining on there. Give us some paint if you're not going to give us better accessories. Accessory-wise, I'm going to go, for Bandai, 7 out of 10. It's just not that much. It's not that much. It could be more. You're thinking probably. It's plenty, and I agree. That's why it's a 7. It's an average amount of accessories. It's not impressive. All right, let's talk about the articulation. The ponytail, not as good as you would think. Should have been a ball hinge in this case. It's just a little ball peg. It's a tiny, tiny ball peg, or a big ball peg, I should say. A big ball peg would work too. It's a tiny one. It really just rotates on it, which is not bad, but it's not good. It's not especially good. You have the cape, so that moves like that, which is, I guess, okay. If you're not going to pose him, plastic cape looks good. If you're going to pose him, you probably want a fabric cape. And they've been moving in that direction, so it's strange to see it here. Now, the good thing is, this is the argument for plastic. You can sculpt plastic. If it was a cloth cape, it would just be hanging flat. And that doesn't look as good. So if it's wired, you can bend it some, but it's not going to look like this. So for me, if I'm not going to pose a figure, this is better. If I am, probably cloth with wire. But you can debate that in the comment section below if you guys want to. Now for the head, let me show you. Should I just pull his face with it? Yeah, let's just do that. I guess we'll do it this way. All right. Does that seem necessary to anybody? What the heck? What the heck is going on here? Ball peg, hinge. What's at the bottom in there? I can't tell. Nothing. So 2 hinges and a ball peg. That seems like too much. And I'm not sure why they did it, honestly. He doesn't have anything going on. Like, that should just be a ball peg in the middle. What is that? That's nuts. That's a weird... Like, is somebody at Bandai getting paid per point of articulation? Is that why we've seen such weird over-engineering for such simple concepts lately? Who's doing this, and who's allowing this person to do such strange things? Can I get this hair back on, please? I have a review to do. There we go. Who is doing this? Like, you don't need all of that. You don't need all of that. That's so weird. I guess if you need to turtle his head like that, you can do it with that hinge. Ah, man, that is weird. The neck's on a ball peg too, so that's nice. Like, it'll work well enough, but it's just so strange. And then speaking of strange, it's strange that they haven't come up with a better option for these damn shoulders. Especially on this guy, because this piece comes off in order to get the cape on, which you don't even have to do. Like, I don't know about taking it off, but I got the cape on. Yeah, you don't have to take that off. I don't know why they bothered with that. You don't have to do it. But anyway, this piece comes off, and so when you use this, that little ball hinge in there, it's buried under the part that pops off. Look at that. When you try to use it, you can't use it. Like, all you can do is rotate. Or hinge it down a little bit, but not really. Like, it's just rotating. That's such a bad design. That is hot garbage. Stop it. That's not okay. You guys have been doing these damn shoulders this way for way too long. Was it Aves Fixit that had the good ones? I think it was. He's got a ball peg butterfly that just moves around however you want. So that's fine. Like, that's a good enough thing, but it's going to look like garbage with this here, so I would suggest leaving it down and posing him underneath it, but that's your call, of course. Ball hinge shoulder, they did that the right way. It's just the whole shoulder joint, so there's no like weird cap and huge cavity or anything like that. Though it isn't the best looking thing. I don't know what they're doing here. Why are there all these little divots? What is happening? There's brown paint on the white. Oh man, so yeah, the shoulder works just... Oh, that's so annoying. Yeah, these things pop off way too easily, and I wasn't even trying to move the shoulder pad. So the shoulder does work though. Long story short, the shoulder itself works, the shoulder pads still suck. Big time. Bicep swivel is fine. Double jointed elbow. I think they went a little bit heavy on trying to sculpt onto the elbow despite these huge gaps, because it doesn't really look like the muscles. It just looks like there's a little butt in his arm. So there's that. But let's see. You get really good range out of that elbow. 90, well, not 90, better, way better than 90 degrees. But you do get this goofy ass elbow with this little fin. So I don't know. That's a trade-off you'll have to decide if you like or not. The hands, I actually like this. For a big joint like this, you can get away with this for sure. You don't need a ball hinge. So I'm okay with that. A single ball is fine. For the torso, he leans forward nicely. He doesn't lean back too far. Side to side is okay. Just a touch of rotation. But then you get the waist also, which will rotate. So that should be enough. It doesn't give you full rotation though, so be aware. That'll probably be enough. And then, does the waist lean? It does. So that feels like a hinge. I can't see in there completely, but it looks like a hinge and a ball peg. Feels like it. So yeah, his torso's surprisingly not bad. It's not great, but for his stocky build, it's alright. Then for his hips, let's see about his hips. Okay, they don't go out to the side very far. They didn't put any effort into that. It's about 45 degrees. It's not even a good set of hips. Like, what are they doing? That's ugly. They've done way better, so that's unfortunate. Bring the legs forward. Almost no range. Let's move this back, maybe? Nope, the hips hit the armor immediately. Did they not try? I think they didn't try. So the hips are getting in the way, like the crotch is in the way, and the armor's in the way. That's really, really unfortunate. That sucks. Can't go back really either because of the butt cheeks. You get your thigh swivel at the top of his stripper boots. I think it's technically a ball peg, or it's just a swivel that wiggles. I don't know. Double jointed knee. Decent range, but holy crap, is it ugly. Like, it's flat and ugly. Dang, that's ugly. That is really ugly. Holy crap, the pivot's so low. Ugh, don't like that. Now, one thing they did great is the ankles. They finally put a... Okay, I take it back. I didn't have it fall off before. I was going to say they finally used a really big ball hinge for the ankle, which allows it to lean forward and back sufficiently. Gives you a decent enough ankle rocker. Like, they could have done a little bit better, but it's fine. But it also just comes apart. So that sucks. And then the toe hinge is terrible. Abysmal. It's super floppy, and it's this kind. You don't want that square right there. There's no reason for that to be squared off. That should be rounded. And it's floppy. This guy sucks. For the price, he's not very good. He's really poorly articulated in a lot of ways. There are a few spots that are nice, but a lot of spots that aren't. Bandai's not new at this, guys. They're not new at this at all. And they're choosing who they make figures of, and choosing how to make them. We're paying for them. We should be holding them to some kind of standard. And I don't think this is it. I'm going to give this guy's articulation a 6 out of 10. There are a few joints that are nice about this guy, but the rest seems not very nice. Will this guy fit on your shelf in your Dragon Ball display well enough? Sure. But is it really a good figure for the money? No. I like the sculpt in a lot of ways. A few points of articulation, a couple of the alternate heads, but as a whole, it doesn't feel nice. It's not nice to handle. Shoulder pads popping off and getting in the way, the feet popping off. It's just not. I'm going to give it an overall rating of 6 out of 10. It's simply not good enough, especially given the price point. So, there it is, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, but I'll stop there. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.